If you haven't seen the first part of this video, in which I discussed Avril Lavigne's rise to fame and first 4 studio albums, check it out by clicking the link in your description, and then come back. Assuming we're all caught up, we're going to pick up where we left off and talk about Avril Lavigne's 3 studio albums since. If you're new to the online school of pop culture, I hope my analysis of Avril Lavigne has you wanting to see similar videos about artists across other genres, as well as videos about the whole 9 yards of pop culture. You can do that by subscribing to my channel. It'll have the ripple effect of leading YouTube to show this video and others of mine to even more people, and they'll want to subscribe too. We are now on Avril Lavigne's self-titled album. Lavigne defied expectations and deviated from cliché by having her self-titled album be her 5th one, not her 1st or 2nd one. She also defied expectations by making a shift with this album from the acoustic-oriented sound of Goodbye Lullaby to a more up-tempo pop sound juxtaposed with power and piano ballads. Avril Lavigne also incorporates electronic music, industrial, and punk rock. This album marks Lavigne's first and only release through Epic Records, and is her 2nd and final studio album with Sony Music, to which, from BMG, she first signed in 2000, before being moved to Sony Music following their acquisition of all BMG labels. Lavigne's self-titled album peaked at number 4 on the Canadian Albums Chart, number 5 on the Billboard 200 Albums Chart, and was certified gold by the RIAA and platinum by Music Canada. Here's to Never Growing Up, the lead single of Lavigne's self-titled album, is a mid-tempo pop rock song that talks about a celebration of being forever young and features a reference to English alternative rock band Radiohead. An accompanying video for Here's to Never Growing Up was directed by Robert Hales. It features Lavigne and her band performing at the school's prom and resembles the music video for her 2002 single Complicated. The song is composed in the key of F major with a tempo of 82 beats per minute. Lavigne's vocal range in the track spans from the low note of A3 to the high note of C5. The punchy song is built around a big kick drum stomp, acoustic guitar strumming, and simple-minded tunes. Here's to Never Growing Up peaked at number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 17 on the Canadian Hot 100. The single was certified triple platinum in Canada and double platinum in the US. Our next single, Rock and Roll, is an upbeat pop-punk song, and lyrically, it's a declaration of rebellion on which the singer puts up her middle finger to the sky to let him know that she's still rock and roll, refusing to behave like an adult, similar to Here's to Never Growing Up. Sam Lansky of Idolater magazine described rock and roll as a funny marriage of execrable alt-rock pedigree and genius pop pedigree. Rock and Roll had moderate commercial success, peaking at number 91 on the Billboard Hot 100, 37 on the Canadian Hot 100, and being certified gold in Japan. Nickelback's lead vocalist, Chad Kroeger, was featured on Avril Lavigne's 3rd single, Let Me Go. Critics gave the piano-driven power ballad mixed reviews, with some calling it a monster duet, and others criticizing Kroeger's vocals and his involvement in the track. Let Me Go's instrumentation features a piano, a string section, an acoustic drum kit, and electric guitars and a bass. The song starts with Lavigne being in a relationship that's clearly past its prime. I'm breaking free from these memories, gotta let it go, just let it go. I've said goodbye, set it all on fire. Chad's verse, you came back to find I was gone, and that place is empty, like the hole that was left in me, brings a turn to the lyrics' meanings. Now, the act of letting go of memories carries the promise of another beginning. Our next single, Hello Kitty, is a J-pop, dubstep, and EDM song featuring an electro-influenced drop. The song was influenced by Lavigne's affinity to the Japanese brand Hello Kitty, but has some lyrical content not very appropriate for Hello Kitty's target audience. The song was released as a Japan-only fourth single. It was mostly panned by Western critics, who criticized its sound and call it immature, while it was generally well received in Japan. Give You What You Like, the fifth and final single from Avril Lavigne, has been praised by critics for expanding Lavigne's musical diversity and exposing her to new genres of music. Musically, Give You What You Like is a folk pop song with lyrics that describe pretending one-night stand casual sex is love and a way to feel loved. Throughout the song, she describes a trade. If you act like you love me to help me forget about my loneliness, I'll give you what you want, which in this case is sex. As the song progresses, she loses interest in it and wants to forget everything that happened. Now on to a really emotional and personal one, Head Above Water. Lavigne didn't release her next album, Head Above Water, until 5 years after her self-titled album. The album draws inspiration from Lavigne's battle with Lyme disease, with her describing the album as an emotional journey. Head Above Water peaked at number 13 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and at number 5 on the Billboard Canadian Albums chart. The album was certified gold by IFPI Denmark. Head Above Water's title track was its lead single. On September 6th, Lavigne posted a lengthy letter to her fans on her website detailing her struggle with Lyme disease in the past few years and how she overcame it. This also included a release date for the single. She wrote in the letter about Head Above Water, "I had accepted death and could feel my body shutting down. I felt like I was drowning, like I was going underwater and I just needed to come up for air, like I was in a river being pulled in a current, unable to breathe. Praying to God for him to help me just keep my head above water, to help me see through the stormy weather." Head Above Water is an empowering pop rock and Christian rock ballad backed by a steady building mix of piano, strings, synths, and thunderous drums. Musically, the song is in the key of F major and shifts between 2/4 and 4/4 time signatures. Head Above Water peaked at number 64 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 2 on the Billboard Christian Songs chart, and at number 5 on the Billboard Canada AC chart. The single was certified platinum in the United States and double platinum in Canada. Whereas Lavigne toyed around with Christian rock for Head Above Water, she went in more of a Memphis soul and R&B direction for her next single, Tell Me It's Over. Lavigne explained in a statement that the song is about being strong, finally putting your foot down, and closing the door on a relationship that you know is wrong, time after time again of falling for their games. About her inspirations to write the song, Lavigne said, "The vocals in the lyrics are very vulnerable, which is reflective of the feelings I had in relationships like these." In Lavigne's next single, Dumb Blonde, rapper Nicki Minaj joins Lavigne in her own verse. After the slow, Christian, and soul vibes of her past two singles, Lavigne goes back to her pop punk, power pop, hip hop, punk rock, and urban roots in an anthem of self-love and female empowerment. Lavigne claims she was inspired to write this song after a misogynist intimidated by her independence called her the name in the song's title. The song's instrumentation features heavy guitar riffs, an infectious drum line, and driving beats. The fourth and final single from Head Above Water, I Fell in Love with the Devil, is about a toxic relationship Lavigne maintained while suffering from Lyme disease. After Lavigne posted promo art of her in the woods wearing black and holding a crucifix, some people posted angry comments on Instagram for perceiving the song to be anti-religious. Lavigne explained that the song, which she wrote herself, is a depiction of toxic relationships. As a Christian, I find this to be the perfect symbolism and even one example of how the devil and demons work in our lives. and how we need God and the faith to get their toxicity out of our lives and heal from the damage they do. And now it's finally time for Love Sucks. Lavigne's most recent studio album, Love Sucks, embraces emo pop angst and Lavigne's early skate punk influences from Blink-182, Green Day, NOFX, and The Offspring. Love Sucks was described by Lavigne in an interview with Entertainment Weekly as the most alternative record I've made from front to back, further explaining, most of my albums have like pop songs, ballads, and it's quite diverse. The people I worked with really understood me and came from that genre of music. Love Sucks peaked at number 9 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart and at number 3 on the Billboard Canadian Albums chart. The first of Love Sucks' 2 singles, Bite Me, is a pop-punk song that has drawn comparisons to Lavigne's earlier studio albums, Let Go and The Best Damn Thing, which you can hear more about by listening to me discuss them in detail in part 1 of this artist analysis. Lavigne described Bite Me as an anthem about knowing your worth, what you deserve, and not giving someone a second chance who doesn't deserve you. Lavigne also described the track as a super sassy response to a romantic partner who realizes they made a mistake, only to be rejected when they attempt to reconcile. The other single released from Love Sucks is Love It When You Hate Me. Ali Shuttner from NME described Love It When You Hate Me as a pop-punk banger, and Emily Carter, writing for Kerrang!, noted that the song here's the Canadian star embracing nostalgic pop-punk in the chorus. The highs, the lows, the yes, the no's, you're so hot when you get cold, don't call me baby, I love it when you hate me, and fresher elements in the verses. Lavigne has sure jumped around the musical spectrum over the course of her career. Lots of artists do, and I analyze a lot of them here at the online School of Pop Culture. But as my channel's name implies, it's not even just about music. But here are 2 videos that just happen to be. If this video has you wanting a new one really bad, these ones should hold you over. But that's also a sign that you should subscribe to my channel so it's on your page and click on the notification bell so you can know when I've put up another one.